explored by the Ministry of Health, one that may give family members a more hands-on role in the recovery and support of patients at the bedside. Speaking at COSTAT's Nursing Assistant Program handover ceremony, Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo said the initiative is being developed to help support nurses and nursing assistants while giving families a greater opportunity to care for loved ones in selected cases. However, he stressed that the program would not apply to every patient and would operate under strict controls and regulations.
We are yet to name it, but essentially what the program will do is allow patients, will allow families in selected cases to assist nurses and nursing assistants to care for their loved ones. It's not going to be across the board, and it's going to be very carefully selected and regulated.
The health minister said the proposed program could also help free up healthcare professionals to perform more specialized duties.
And I asked Corey, the Nursing Council, I'm not sure if you're being consulted yet, but I'm sure the time will come when you will be consulted on this and we'll be asking for your input. And therefore, I ask for us to keep a very open mind about this type of intervention. I think it is going to be useful, it's going to be helpful, and it can free up nurses, especially for the, I don't want to say the more important tasks, but the other tasks that require expertise and so on.
The ceremony itself marked the official handover of the approved Nursing Assistant Program from the Nursing Council of Trinidad and Tobago to COSTAT, with an initial intake of up to 200 students, planned for September 2026. In other news, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says her government remains committed to strengthening the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service as part of its broader efforts to improve national security. In a statement, she noted that Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander and Minister of Justice Devesh Maharaj visited the Prison Service Training Academy at the Golden Grove Prison Complex in Arouca on Wednesday and met with the first batch of recruits as training began. She said the first intake had been planned for 250 recruits, with 226 trainees reporting for their first day of training. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar said those entering the service had chosen a career of service, discipline, and responsibility. The Prime Minister also announced that recruitment efforts will continue, with a second intake scheduled to begin orientation on August 24th and training on September 1st. It was a day celebrating the life and legacy of Sir Garfield Sobers at Kensington Oval on Wednesday, as Barbados and the world said goodbye to the cricketing legend. Speaking at the funeral ceremony was former West Indies and Trinidad and Tobago cricketer Brian Lara, who paid tribute to Sobers while calling on the Barbados government to create an initiative to honor the cricketing legend. Lara famously broke Sobers' Test record in 1994, scoring 375 versus England.
But today, we pay tribute to the man who could have done it all. A life unlike any other, but more importantly, we celebrate a man who gave much of himself to his family, to Barbados, to the West Indies, and to all of us who had the privilege of knowing him. And if it's something that I'd like to leave here today, and maybe to tell the powers that be, use this opportunity to create a Sir Garfield Sobers initiative. Initiative that when we come back in 10 years' time to celebrate his 100th birthday, we might be celebrating a true resurgence in West Indies cricket.
And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining me on this beautiful Thursday morning is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala, and happy Tobago Thursday.
Good morning, Carrie. It's a beautiful Thursday indeed. For some reason, the roads were so clear this morning. I am not
complaining.
I'm not jinxing it at all.
Good. Let us not jinx it. You know, I mean, yes, a big part of it is because the little ones are off from school as they enjoy their Java vacation.
Yeah, we absolutely love that. I love that for them. And they're also, you know, heading out to all the malls, and they're heading to Tobago, and they're just having a good time. The airports are really busy as well. I miss those days.
The good old days. I mean, like when the mall was the Lyman spot, you know, and specifically when the last day of school there was I can't remember the name we used to call it, right? But that day was designated to everybody, all your friends meeting up at the mall. You would go to the mall the day before, buy new clothes to look all fancy for the Saturday after school close.
And you would get to go? I mean,
yeah.
Wow, my parents really robbed me of that opportunity.
So, that was Brain Cooler. We call it Brain Cooler. Right?
Cooler.
And then on the day, the weekend just before school was to start again, there'd be another thing like that, where again you go to the same mall, you buy your new clothes and everything, and everybody is meeting up at the mall. Like there was just this big congregation of our social circles. I don't know where it came from. I was just a participant.
I remember class party. I remember pizza day.
Primary school, yeah.
Yeah. No, I did that in secondary school as well. Listen,
really?
I did.
No, we didn't have a class party in secondary
school. I did
school.
not have quite the experience in secondary school, but that's totally okay. Also, Carrie, I know that you are a top bandwagonist, so I know that you're probably following everything happening in the aftermath of the World Cup. But just so you know, FIFA has launched an investigation into the Argentina players. You know, that whole fracas, that whole
brawl
issue.
After the match. I mean, like you saw it, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't, but I remember that day was a very busy day for me.
It was.
But everything that's been happening in the aftermath of that game, hopefully football fans are going to get the results that they want with that, and there'll be penalties. I'm guessing for that behavior.
There are a few players who are under investigation on both sides. There are two on Spain's side, and there are. I think 3 players on Argentina's side.
Look
and even
at you taking this bandwagonist
I have to take it seriously. I mean, like I filled out the form. I have like obligations. I have responsibilities now as an official bandwagonist.
All right. Well, now that you are FIFA appointed bandwagonist, are you also a CPL appointed bandwagonist?
You see, of course, I have to be a CPL appointed bandwagonist. I just need the new form so that everything will be official.
Well, speaking of CPL, the action is heating up. I understand that they're releasing physical tickets as well. So that's something to look forward to if you're excited to head to those games. I know that a lot of the tickets were already sold out, especially for that August 31st game at 5 p.m.
You have the visa face and you have Virmala Balkaran. I know you could organize something for your boy.
I genuinely wish that you were absolutely right about that. Well, Carrie, I will talk to you soon. It is Tobago Thursday. We're talking all things
as usual
on the Sister Isle. So I'll see you then.
All right. Thanks so much, Virmala.
Bye.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Win tickets to cricket history. The men in maroon are coming home, and you could be there live. As part of the We Outside campaign, the West Indies take on Pakistan in an historic 2-match test series in Trinidad and Tobago. Watch and listen across the TTT Limited Network for your chance to win tickets to the matches. Tune in to TTT's Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show, Sweet 100.1 FM, Talk City 91.1 FM, and Next 99.1 FM. We'll be giving away tickets to both test matches, including the historic first test at Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Taruba, the venue's first ever international test match. So watch, listen, and win. West Indies versus Pakistan. The We Outside campaign continues, and your seat at the cricket could be just a call away. Watch, listen, win. West Indies versus Pakistan. Only on the TTT Limited Media Network.
We are the ground shaking. We are the ground shaking. We are the ground shaking. Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Thursday, 30th July 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Well, a Tobago man accused of causing the death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi in a jet ski incident at Pigeon Point has been denied bail. 33-year-old Ashworth Burnett of Canaan appeared before the Scarborough Magistrates Court on Wednesday, where he was charged with manslaughter and remanded into custody. Well, police allege that Burnett entered a bathing-only zone at Pigeon Point Heritage Park on April 8th and struck Angelica and 3 relatives before leaving the scene. And as you know, Angelica later died at the Scarborough General Hospital, and Burnett is now expected to return to court on October 20th. Well, this really messed me up yesterday. A disturbing video circulating on social media reportedly showing a dog hanging from a bridge in Claxton Bay has raised serious concerns about animal cruelty in Trinidad and Tobago. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? The circumstances surrounding this incident have not been confirmed, but reports shared online are calling attention to the need for suspected cases of animal abuse to be addressed. So if you see something, please say something. And if you're seeking assistance with animal welfare matters, you can contact organizations including the Trinidad and Tobago Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, that's TTSPCA, which operates shelters in Trinidad and Tobago as well at 622-1367 or Trinidad, or that's in Trinidad, or 233-1951 in Tobago. And the public can also reach out to organizations like Animals Alive TT or the Animal Welfare Network, or of course call the police if you see something like this. Absolutely disgusting. Treat animals like you treat humans, with respect. When is it going to get better? Well, speaking of animals, a large spectacled caiman has been safely rescued, thankfully, and relocated after being found inside a warehouse compound in San Fernando. Wildlife conservationist Ricardo Meade was contacted to assist with the removal of the animal, which measured just over 6 feet long, one of the largest caimans he has encountered. What would you do if you saw this caiman just hanging around? The caiman was discovered at CR Voodoo Singh and Sons Limited, where workers secured the area and contacted a professional instead of attempting to handle the animal themselves. That's great. I love that. Now, Meade is reminding members of the public that wildlife encounters should be approached with caution, and persons should contact the relevant authorities or wildlife professionals rather than attempting to harm or remove animals on their own. Remember, please, all animals deserve the same respect as humans. Well, shifting gears just a little bit, promising new breakthroughs are giving hope in the fight against breast cancer. According to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation and Health Central, researchers are using artificial intelligence to predict a woman's risk years before the disease develops, while also testing vaccines that could one day help to prevent breast cancer altogether. And new blood tests and more targeted treatments are also helping doctors detect cancer earlier and treat it more precisely. Experts are saying that these advances could be especially important for younger women who are being increasingly diagnosed with more aggressive forms of this disease. Very interesting and promising news this morning. Well, that's how we kick off today's program. And you know it's Tobago Thursday, so you know what to do. Right now, grab your cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's get this party started right.
Hi, I'm Penny Gomez, and welcome to Pop. Hey, Ziggy Rankin, welcome to Pop.
Better late than never.
You know what kind of show you sign up for when you come here, right?
Anything can happen, you know, so hey, we on Pop.
Man, not to live, you know, so hey.
You was not Rasta, man.
Never.
Paprika.
Yes, Paprika.
That's not dancer, you know. Nicholas supposed to know him because he was...
Who Nicholas? Nicholas as in our song guy?
I will call my punch man great.
Condensed milk to the rescue is what I will see. Last one here, bring it home.
When Penny on the road, what's her name? Love how she whining, the way how she carries every load. We love how she whining, and the way you move, and the way you move. Penny girl, you put them on them, they get out the mood. And the mother and the young make you look so rude. Love how you whining.
Oh, gentlemen, oh.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Tobago's business community continues to monitor developments affecting the island's commercial sector, including improvements to sea bridge operations and the ongoing transition following the replacement of the cargo vessel MV Blue Wave Harmony. Reliable cargo movement remains a key priority for businesses as they work to maintain supply and meet consumer demand. And at the same time, business leaders are also encouraging greater awareness and collaboration on security matters, following reports of incidents affecting some operators across the island. And joining us this morning to discuss these issues and the outlook for Tobago's business community is Curtis Williams, Chairman of the Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Good morning, Mr. Williams, and welcome to the show.
Good morning to your viewers and listeners. It's a pleasure being here.
And how's Tobago this morning?
Well, it's bright and beautiful. Yesterday was, oh my God, it was an awesome day for the beach. I just wish all of Trinidad could come to Tobago and have that vacation that I have every single day. It's really, really beautiful.
I love that. It sounds like a beautiful morning. Now, let's begin with the Sea Bridge. Now, what updates can you share with us on the transition to a replacement for the MV Blue Wave Harmony? And what exactly does this mean for Tobago's business community?
Well, as you all noticed that the replacement of the Blue Wave Harmony, because that vessel, as we all see, had its problems, and it was rightful thinking that they did replace the vessel with the new one, which is on trial at this moment. It did some sea trial before, and it was successful so far. The truckers were pleased, and everybody was pleased with the sea trial. We now await the commercial shipping where now the drivers can move with their vehicles on board the vessel accordingly. Because presently it's only the vehicle could go on, the trucks could only go on now. So we're hoping that they get the clearance and they can start their full commercial shipping between the two islands. So far the vessel looks good. From my interaction with some of the drivers, they indicated that yes, it looks spacious and it can carry the cargo composition that they are accustomed carrying.
Let's talk a little bit now about how important reliable cargo transportation between Trinidad and Tobago to supporting businesses and ensuring consumers continue to have access to goods.
Yeah, you're correct, and because in the past we have seen when this cargo vessel goes down, the kind of ripple effect it has on the business community. We see the effect on all aspects of it, even the individual business that rely on the cargo vessel. They are all being affected when the vessel do go down. So having a reliable shipment or ship service between the two islands cargo is very, very, very important. Not knowing that this is the summertime and there will be a bit of uptake in consumption, so it's important that we have a reliable cargo vessel going forward. And as I indicated early on, it's important. What we're looking forward to is to have a dedicated ship for Tobago, and we're hoping that that in the near future we can go and get our own vessels, so we don't have to be renting or leasing these vessels. And that was something that would be really meaningful for us here in Tobago. Even in Trinidad, you will enjoy we having our own vessel instead of this rented and leasing, because it costs a lot of money to lease and rent these vessels, especially when we have issues going forward like what we had with the Blue Wave. In that vessel, for the 6 months it was here, it needed a pilot assistant, and also it needed a tug assistant. So I'm happy to see that we have a vessel that looks really, really nice, and we can't wait for the commercial shipping. When this vessel will be in full operation, it looks really, really, really better than anything we had before.
Yeah, we're seeing some of that on the screen right now. It definitely is. Now, from your discussions with your members, what are some of the key considerations that businesses would like to see as plans for the cargo service continue to develop?
Well, what we always ask the port to have continuous dialogue with the business community. And in that, for instance, now when the vessel have to go down for whether wet dock or dry dock, so we have a heads up that this is going to happen, and so we can put things in place. In our warehouses, we can do stocking either for a month or 2 months, as the case may be, and that's critical and important. So we asking the Port Authority and the other stakeholders, when there's an issue or something popping up, or you want to schedule whether it's wet dock or dry dock, that you inform the business community and the other stakeholders, so we can meet and discuss best way of doing it. I know next month the fast ferry, one of them is going to go on dry dock, mandatory dry dock, and so that it's important that we understand that this thing's going to happen so that we could put our house in order, as we normally say, on the island. And it will pay well for both parties. Just that dialogue between the two will be really, really, really good.
Now, how important is the ongoing collaboration between the business community and the authorities and other stakeholders in strengthening Tobago's supply chain?
Well, we see it as a very important milestone, and hence the reason why we always ask for that continuous, that open dialogue between what's happening on the port as well as what's happening on the sea, on the air bridge. The dialogue is what will strengthen us, is what will make us better to deal with all the issues that may pop up. Because next month, as you can see, it's the height of our summer vacation, and having one vessel out sometimes will put a bit of strain on the island. We know that we don't have much international tourists, and we rely strongly on our domestic tourists. Our domestic tourists is what pays our bills as we speak. And we in Tobago, we are open. We are definitely open. You can choose us for your vacation. You don't need US dollars. We accept TT dollars. So you can come across and enjoy and have a real fun in Tobago for your summer vacation coming up.
Mr. Williams, it really does look beautiful and very different. I'm seeing, the footage, and it's lovely. Can't wait to check it out, hopefully, for myself. I want to just switch gears a little bit now to security matters. Now, some members of the business community have raised concerns following recent incidents that, were affecting operators. So what conversations have you been having with businesses on this issue?
And I'm happy you asked that question, because I have been a victim of a break-in at my business as well within the last couple of weeks. And we have a trend of break-ins, and it's a bit concerning for us. We don't like it. It's not sending a good signal to us, because these break-ins are done in glaring. Is not to say it's in any isolated place, dark or anything. It's open, well-lit place that these perpetrators will decide to smash a glass and get in and take as much as they can and run out. I've seen it happening at a couple of our business in the business community. We have a couple of our members. Yes, we did have that break-in, and we are asking the law enforcement to take a deeper look at it. It's not just a casual break-in. And the spate of break-ins that's happening to small business across the island. And that's a new trend that's trending up. And I really ask the law enforcement, the TTTBS, to really, be proactive in the approach. You know where the businesses are, you know the times in which these guys operate, and you just intensify your patrols. And let's be a big brother for us because we're a small business, and a break-in, we can suffer a real loss. I did suffer a couple losses. Mindful that I did have cameras, and the footage is the same young people, and it's not old people, it's young people, and I'm seeing the desperation to just grab anything, because when they get into my business place, they just grab anything they could get, and I was like, wow, what is this? This is unbelievable, right? And I'm seeing it at the quick shop. I'm seeing the same thing too. They just grab anything in their hands, whether it's snacks, whether it's alcohol or cigarettes, they just grab it and run out as quickly as possible. So I don't know if I want to marry the two, whether it's the fallout of the young people or the unskilled not getting work across the island, and then we have this spate. I don't know. I'm trying to marry the two, but let's hope it's not. We can't marry them. So it's just probably a one-off. But I'm seeing a spate, and I think that the law enforcement do take a proactive approach to this, and because Tobago, we really can't deal with any kind of crime at this moment.
Mr. Williams, I'm really sorry that you experienced that. I really, really am sorry, and I wish more can be done. Now, let's talk about that. What are some of the measures businesses are now putting in place to enhance security for their operations, their staff, and their customers as well?
Well, most of us have, we already had cameras, and we're trying to intensify these cameras to make sure they are efficient in terms of recognizing the perpetrators. Some of us are putting into alarm system to ensure that even on the entry that it detect someone entering into your business. Well, most of us don't have cash on our premises. We keep cash off our premises, and so that there's nothing much more than probably the goods to take. We know that in the recent times we have talked about putting in getting insurances for this purpose, but sometimes we have we do have the insurance, and sometimes we have so much delay in making your claims, and then when you do try to make a claim, it sounds like if it's you did the crime yourself, because the insurance company draw you out for years. I mean, I can talk about it, and then at the end they tell you, oh well, you didn't secure that door properly, or you didn't do this, and so you ask yourself, what is the insurance is really for? But we have coming together. We have a crime and justice committee at the chamber who addresses us and ways and methods to secure our business within the more recent times. And then we have conversation with the senior superintendent here, Mr. Kirk, to ensure that his patrol and look at the business, look at the statistics in terms of the hours, and know when we are closing, and to give us that patrol in those specific areas going forward. And those are some of the things, the initiative that we speak into going forward.
Yeah. We've been having some discussions with the TTPS and their division in Tobago as well. And they've always expressed that, they are ready to serve and to ensure that Tobago is safe. So how important is that partnership now between businesses and the communities and, of course, the TTPS in promoting safety across Tobago?
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you indicate that. We do have the town hall meetings. We do come out. They recently had one in I think it was Crown Point area. And we do come out and speak about challenges that we have. And I know they're probably struck with, I don't know if it's resources, but I see some of them looking a bit tired. I don't know if they're burned out, but I'm just asking them, yes, I understand your job is not an 8-to-4 job. It's not sitting in a nice air-conditioned office. I know it's very hot outside, and I know when you're on the beat outside, it's going to be really, really, really disturbing. Based on the uniform directing the traffic in that heat, it can be really, really hard for some of them. So, but we still applauding to you to come out and do what you have to do. Continue the dialogue with the business across the island, especially in Scarborough and Crown Point area, where there's a massive business, and so that we know that the summer vacation is on us. There will be a lot of visitors on the island, and we don't want to send that message of crime and those incidents in Tobago. Tobago have been a very peaceful and loving place, and we want it to continue being peaceful and loving. So we ask you to partner with us as a business committee, listen to us, listen to our concerns, listen to our challenges, and then you as the industry expert, you develop your plan accordingly. So we just continue to, the TTPS and the law enforcement, to have that dialogue with the business community going forward.
Yeah. Well, finally, Mr. Williams, looking ahead, how would you describe the outlook and confidence level among Tobago's business community as the island continues to grow economically?
Well, we waiting on the advent of the opening of the new terminal building. That was some excitement there. A lot of work is going on my way down to my office just in a while. I can see, lots of work happening at the new terminal building. I expect it to be opening soon. And then we hear the excitement of the soil turning of the Marriott Hotel. These things are really will spur a lot of excitement on the island. The Chief Secretary just spoke about having international flights coming directly to Tobago. That in itself, it's a game changer. So at the end of the tunnel, I see light. I see light for the business community. I see light for the residents and people of Tobago, especially in the tourism sector. And all we ask is the enablers, which is the government and the THE, to continue giving the business the support that they so desire and understand how complex tourism is for the island. We are not oil and gas economy, we are tourism-based economy. So anything that goes wrong, just as early on, I saw your ad or your news about the jet ski incident, and unfortunately, we want to say sorry to the family, but that is not Tobago, and we want to forget that, please, and let's move on. And we will address all the situations treating with accident and incident on the island, especially around the tourist areas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. I must say, going back to initial point, I am looking forward to the Golden Carrier. I think you've really sold it to us this morning that it's something to look forward to. And thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll chat with you soon again, and have a beautiful Tobago Day.
Definitely. You take care and have a great one.
Take care. That was Curtis Williams, Chairman of the Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, tackling two of the biggest issues facing Tobago today: business security and, of course, that inter-island cargo transport. Well, thank you very much again, Mr. Williams, for joining us this morning. We take a quick break and there's more ahead.
client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what you do. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Tobago mourns the loss of a true public service titan and visionary business leader, Alan Richards, who dedicated decades to the development of Tobago, from serving as the first chief administrator of the Tobago House of Assembly under Act 40 of 1996, to driving key developments in the hospitality and construction sectors like the Comfort Inn and Suites in Scarborough. While honoured with the Tobago Medal of Honour Gold and the Legacy of Leadership Award, his impact on public administration and the economy remains unmatched. To reflect on the life, legacy, and enduring contributions of Mr. Alan Richards is former Assemblyman Jerry McFarlane. Good morning, McFarlane, and welcome back to the show.
Good morning. Morning to your viewers. And of course, it's mixed feelings that we have to be on this program again to talk about the passing of one of our illustrious sons.
Yeah. Well, Mr. McFarlane, our condolences go out to you and all the loved ones of Mr. Richards. Now, Alan Richards was a towering figure in Tobago's public administration. On a personal level and as a former colleague, what immediately comes to mind when you think of his contribution to Tobago?
Well, Alan Richards' contribution is not just Tobago. I don't know if many of you will recall that Alan Richards was involved in the Black Power revolution, if you want to call it that, and was incarcerated, and that to me was a contribution to the country of Trinidad and Tobago, bringing the kind of reforms, social and racial reforms that were required at that time. And of course, he went on to continue studies, and he was employed with Trinidad in Trinidad, and I had the opportunity to meet him there as a young boy. I was doing a short course at the University of the West Indies, and of course, I had to stay by Alan's City home. That is many years ago. And then he came to the assembly when I was a member of the assembly, and I can tell you every contribution or every issue or charge that you give him to do. He first started on the planning division, and anything you gave Alan to do, we do it with a certain level of clarity. He deal with the thing with such precision and time and so on. You know, he motivated his staff at the planning division where he first started to work. And this man was so not just ambitious, but you know, he really took any task that was given to him by the Tobago House of Assembly at the time, under the chairmanship of A&R Robinson. And I think first he started to reform the planning unit and make it to what not just a planning unit in the THA, but a economic planning unit fit to preparing them to assist all the divisions in the THA, how to evaluate their projects, how to let the projects make sense, given the economic constraints and so on. Sometimes the projects will come to the THA. We have to debate it and discuss it and so on. Alan will put life and reasonable assumptions and things to it, you know, and making those projects viable, in my view. That was one of his first major challenges that he undertook, and which was quite successful. Later on, he established the planning PRDI in the THA, and that was like the engine room of the THA in terms of planning its development initiatives. And so there are many other areas I think that we could celebrate the life of Alan Richards by talking about. I mean, I talked earlier, he was incarcerated. Like, to me, sometimes when he have some major projects, he's punished for it. You know, you're incarcerated for 1970, which benefited the whole country. And at one point in the THA, I must remember, we took a decision that we should have scholarships to different parts, to St. George's University in Grenada at the time. That was a booming university and doing a lot of work in terms of educating a number of Caribbean and worldwide students in medicine. And we took the decision at the assembly, and we said that this is the way we're going. At that time, the Tobago students, talented, brilliant students, were hardly ever getting one scholarship from the National Scholarship Pool. So we felt we should do something to adjust that injustice, in my view. And when he did that, and we choose a lot of doctors, a lot of potential doctors or students to study this thing in St. George's. And then afterwards, you were hearing that the government didn't want that, and the government said it was against their policy, and the university wasn't properly accredited, and that sort of thing. We, as a decision, having responsibility for education at the time, felt that that has to be done, and we went ahead and do it, and Alan executed it. And because of that, the government felt that that was inappropriate to have these students trained in medicine. We had a shortage of doctors in the country, so it was very visionary on our part to tackle this problem of inadequate number of doctors. The government decided that that wasn't the policy. We had long discussions with them. Eventually, Alan was, what you might call it, sent on leave at that time. So people like, we have to give credit to him, because at least some of the doctors pursue their things still. Dr. Duke, Nathaniel Duke, came back, one of the better internists we have in the country, you know, and who else? Otley. A number of people in this Tobago space who benefit from that training, that decision we took. And Alan was punished for it, notwithstanding who Troy Charles at the time was telling the government and telling the Public Service Commission that that was a decision of the THA, you know. But still, he went on to continue serving the people of Tobago in so many areas, in so many different capacities. You know, he retired, And that, I think there's even some issues right now about his level of compensation, which we talked about just about a few days ago, about a week ago. We were talking about that and some other issues. But he was part of a number of initiatives on this island. I could think of, I remember the time when Robinson was the chairman, we decided that in order to capitalize on Alan's rich knowledge, we used to go to a place called the Belgarden House, an estate house that the state acquired, and there was a kind of house on that place, and we used to go there to have retreats at the time. Alan was pivotal to those discussions while he was in the Tobago House of Assembly, whether he's a senior planning officer or whether he was THA first chief administrator, sorry. You know, so we enjoyed Alan's perspective on life. It was strange sometimes, and you know, no matter how much we get along with Alan, you know, as I see the thing there now, we've had a part of a team. Myself, Clay Davidson Williams, and Alan Richards, we said, listen, we're going to select people and recommend them to the Tobago House of Assembly to benefit from the THA awards that we have every year. And for a couple of years, Alan, we selected Alan, we want to nominate Alan because we feel he's the first person from the group should be celebrated, or first person, although he was part of the group. Alan refused and backed down for about 2 years, you know, he felt that he wasn't ready for that sort of thing. He still had so much to do for this place. You know, the level of humility was amazing. Eventually, we got him to accept that we really want him to be nominated for the Gold Award. And of course, that was done and he received it, just as you saw a while ago, and so on. And he continued, the three of us continued to make recommendations to the THA, you know, to nominate people for THA awards up to last year. We have been doing that. So a number of persons benefit from his knowledge. You know, I personally, you know, benefited in so many ways. I mean, we know that he established Comfort Inn in Scarborough, and a little before that, you know, I had a little project that we were doing here, a little smaller project than Comfort Inn, Tropical Pleasure Resort. And Alan was interested in seeing how we're going about it, you know, and how we're doing. It started before him and we finished around the same time, you know, before him. But, you know, he was key. He was always telling me the advantages or maybe the disadvantages of having the franchise approach to the hotel development and so on, you know, using the big names or the names that were established. And I was one of the persons I said, I prefer not to go that way because there are so many conditions applies to franchise. You know, I wasn't very comfortable with that. And I went ahead and we did it our way, and we called it to be Tropical Pleasure Resorts located in Plymouth. But we still continue to collaborate on some of the challenges we talk about that he was having at Comfort Inn while constructing and while dealing with the franchising, the franchise holders. So I am pleased and quite satisfied, and you will be surprised to know, even in his private capacity, you know, he will have members of staff, you know, encouraging them to do better. And not just when they give him a report, he will look at it with them, suggest ways in which this report has to be done differently, tell them about timelines, tell them about outcomes, you know, and projected view, how long this project will last, detailed expenses and costs, you know, the return for the Tobago House of Assembly, you know, the social benefits, you know, that the people will have as a result of project. Every person working in that planning division was exposed to a level of commitment, dedication, and expertise from Alan Richards that is almost second to none. Absolutely. You know, and I say that publicly, you know, the kind of contribution, the level of his interest, his knowledge, you know, his competence, and his connections as well, you know. I mean, he had so many good connections. He came from the private sector, as I said earlier, and he had so many connections in the public service as well.
Well, Mr. McFarlane, thank you very much for sharing this tribute with us this morning. And, again, we express our condolences to you and send thoughts and prayers to all his loved ones. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully on a better note, and have a beautiful day.
Okay, thanks. And of course, we extend our condolences to the family of Mr. Richards, Alan Richards, Angela, his wife, and children. And I mean, I can know what they're going through now. I mean, up to a few days ago, we were talking about so many different things, a major agricultural project that we are supposed to do, as we have a major thing that we want to consider is that a project we want to consider from Fargo to Fali. The autonomy journey of the people of Tobago,
Well,
which
maybe
I
that's
think was some
something
of us still
you
going
could
to
share with us in time to come. That would be something we'd love to have you come and talk to us about. But thank you very much for joining us this morning, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. That was former Assemblyman Jerry McFarlane sharing that tribute and the life and the legacy of Alan Richards, the late Alan Richards. We take a break and come back.
THA-based Act Number 40, 1990.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Showing how the power of play can create opportunities and bring communities together. Well, Crystal Friday is the founder and CEO of It's Friday Entertainment Limited, the company behind TNT's giant games industry, from creating more than 200 interactive games, including Triniopoly, the launching of the Kids Fundy Foundation, and she continues to use entertainment as a force for impact. And today, she joins us to talk about Games Festival 2026 and the Give a Child a Day to Play initiative, which is giving children from residences across Trinidad and Tobago the opportunity to experience the festival. Good morning, Crystal, and welcome.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, Crystal, your journey from studying forensic psychology to becoming an entrepreneur is quite amazing. What inspired this transition?
Well,
It's fine.
Yes.
You've done bigger things than this, Crystal.
No.
Look at you.
I started the games company from something of something that's close to my heart. My mom got diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was doing some awareness hikes. So for the first year, it was good.
Yeah.
The second year, it grew. And in the third year, we had about 400 persons on a hike. And I was concerned because during the third year, a member of our hiking community had an accident and fell off a cliff and he passed away. And so I was quite concerned about carrying so many persons into the bush. So I'm trying to figure what can I do to bring people together that is in a safer way. And that's where I came up with the to do some giant games. Now, at that time, it wasn't about, you know, a business or anything like that. It was just, okay, let's do something to create awareness for breast cancer and that kind of stuff. And so I was looking online and stuff, and I found a giant Jenga. And in looking, I did see someone make a giant Jenga. I was like, okay, well, I could do that.
Right.
I mean, I could build that. So I went and buy some 2x4, grabbed my dad's old circular saw. So I'm circular saw and 2x4, and built my first Jenga.
Lord,
After I built the Jenga, I'm like, well, if I could build this, I could do some more.
Okay, so I'm seeing on the screen as well. Is this where you were building that?
Yes. So this is the first Jenga that I built.
That is very intimidating.
That is the first one, yes, exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about Games Festival now, Crystal. Tell everyone what they need to know about Games Festival.
Well, Games Festival is not just about coming to have fun. Yes, we want to have fun, but it is definitely to assist children who have less opportunities outside of the classroom. So, you know, I have 4 initiatives for this year. It is, we have a mixed martial arts company that is trying to go to Paris. Some young kids, 7 and 8 and 9, doing mixed martial arts. And then I have a young kid that just transitioned from primary school to secondary school, and she wants to be a violinist.
Wow.
But so she wants to get some assistance in taking violin classes, getting the equipment and that kind of
Crystal,
stuff.
I'm going to ask you to put a pin in it right there. I'm going to keep you on for just a little bit more.
Yes.
We have to take a quick break for the news with Carrie at the top of the hour. When we come back, we continue to talk all about the Games Festival, Give a Child a Day to Play campaign, and so much more on Trinidad and Tobago today when we come back.
Every village has a story. Every tradition has a voice. This July 16th to August 1st, discover them all at the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival. This year's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, invites you to experience the customs, resilience, and rich cultural legacy that continue to define Tobago. Join us for unforgettable performances, village celebrations, and authentic cultural experiences across the island. The Tobago Heritage Festival 2026. Let we tell the whole story. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for event details.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
When Win tickets to cricket history. The men in maroon are coming home, and you could be there live. As part of the We Outside campaign, the West Indies take on Pakistan in an historic two-match test series in Trinidad and Tobago. Watch and listen across the TTT Limited Network for your chance to win tickets to the matches. Tune in to TTT's Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show, Sweet 100.1 FM, Talk City 91.1 FM, and Next 99.1 FM. We'll be giving away tickets to both test matches, including the historic first test at Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Taruba, the venue's first ever international test match. So watch, listen, and win. West Indies versus Pakistan. The We Outside campaign continues, and your seat at the cricket could be just a call away. Watch, listen, win. West Indies versus Pakistan. Only on the TTT Limited Media Network.
We are the drum shaking. We are the drum shaking. We are the drum shaking.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. A walkabout of the Lij Yasu Umawale Emancipation Village 2026 on Tuesday evening brought together National Carnival Commission Chairman Peter Kanai, newly re-elected Tuco President Ainsley King, and Pan Trinbago President Beverly Ramsey Moore, who toured the sites alongside head of the Emancipation Support Committee, Zakia Uzoma Wadada. The tour was nothing short of a cultural immersion as the group visited booths that captured African history, artifacts, clothing, and cuisine. The Freedom Tree allowed for the group to define what freedom means to them on a gold leaf that was later attached to strings that dangled among the powerful expressions of those who previously visited the village. Somewhere in between sampling sources and greeting vendors, Mr. Kanai observed Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Daryl Aloha, perusing clothing racks, hoping to spot the perfect African wear. Chairman Kanai said the change in location on the paved section of the Queen's Park Savannah was welcomed by the Emancipation Support Committee. He is urging citizens to visit the village that holds stories of the resilience, determination, and beauty of African people.
As you can see, there has been a change this year in the location of the village, largely because the North Stand is still standing. But in speaking with the officials of the Emancipation Support, they are very happy with this space. They like the fact that they have all the greenery on the ground and so on. So we're very happy that they are very happy, and we would ask everybody to pay a visit to this Emancipation Village, as well as to support the vendors and the booths and so on.
Patrons will have the opportunity to visit the Lij Yasu Umawale Emancipation Village until July 31st. In other news, the government and a Canadian company have signed a memorandum of understanding that will revitalize the local steel industry. Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Satyakama Maharaj, said the investment is worth approximately $50 million. At the private sector organization of Trinidad and Tobago's consultation in South Trinidad, he said government's efforts to attract international investment is bearing fruit.
That is a Canadian firm, and they're ready to sign. I think they're here in Trinidad right now. And we just signed an MOU. That's a $50 million US investment that will go to $150 million US investment.
One of the largest contributors to the local economy from the non-oil sector was the steel plant in Point Lisas. He added that the plant has been shut down for the last 10 years.
The old Iscot Ispat plant, because it has a melt shop, after over 100 years of industrialization, you know, this country have more than almost any country in the region, or in fact, the world. We have scrap coming out of our ears. They will buy every pound of scrap that we have.
The consultation series engaged in a nationwide tour titled On the Road to Transformation. It will run from July 20th to August 20th, 2026. In sport, Akeem Stewart has given Trinidad and Tobago reason to celebrate, securing the country's first medal of the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, with a standout performance. Stewart captured bronze on Wednesday in the men's F42-44, F61-64 discus final with a season's best throw of 56.82 meters. Stewart placed third behind second place Sri Lanka and first place Aled Davis. The Tobago natives' bronze adds to a list of accolades that includes a discus silver at the 2024 World Para-Athletics Championship and Paralympic Games. And that's what's making the news at this time. After the break, it's our number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today with Virmala Balkaran.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
We outside, exclusively on Talk City 91.1 FM. The men in maroon are coming home. It's the We Outside campaign, the 2026 international home season for the West Indies men's cricket team. And the final leg of the home season takes place right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Talk City 91.1 FM is proud to hold the exclusive radio broadcast rights for the 2-match test series between the West Indies and Pakistan from July 25th to July 29th. History will be made as the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Taruba hosts its first ever international test match, a landmark moment for cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Then the action shifts to the iconic Queen's Park Oval for the second test from August 2nd to the 6th. Every session, every wicket, every century, every moment. Follow the West Indies, the men in maroon, as they battle Pakistan in a historic test series. We outside, exclusive ball-by-ball coverage, updates, analysts, and commentary only on Talk City 91.1 FM, the home of cricket conversation. Talk City 91.1 FM, where the men in maroon live.
We are the ground shaking. We are the ground shaking. We are the ground shaking. Shaking.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel. Listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. Well, continuing our discussion this morning with Crystal Friday, the founder and CEO of It's Friday Entertainment Limited. We're talking now about the Games Festival, and it's being held in Trinidad and Tobago this year. So, Crystal, we were talking about what families and attendees can expect from the event. So let's continue there.
Right. So Games Festival is more than just a fun day out, as I mentioned. It is a fundraiser to help kids who would not normally have access to financial resources to do extracurricular activities and that kind of thing. So at the Games Festival, in Trinidad, we would have over 200 and something games available to be played. In Tobago, however, we would have to limit it a little just because, we have to get across there. So we have the toddler zone, we have board game zone, we have an outdoor game zone, we have an arcade by Verge, We have bouncy castles from Hulk Events. We have, for the evening time, which is where the adults will come out from 7 p.m., we have the drinking game zone. We have a lounge area with a lot of games like pool table, air hockey, that kind of stuff. This Games Festival is very dear to me because this year I invited all the children's homes from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So that would be about 33 homes. So that would bring us to about 250 kids. So the initiative is called Give a Child a Day to Play. And so it's just really to have the kids that are living in these homes to have a day out, a fun day, to attend the festival, to play these games that they would not have normally had the opportunity to do. And so, this is kind of why I'm out here today, to ask you, Trinidad and Tobago, to help us to bring these kids to the Games Festival on August the 8th in Trinidad and August the 16th in Tobago.
And how can we help, Crystal?
Right. So to bring one child, it would cost $380 per child. This would give them a T-shirt. This would give them transport. This would give them meals for the day, and just a general fun day out.
Yeah.
The T-shirts is really to help identify the different homes, the children from the different homes, so that, that safety aspect of it really and truly that's what the T-shirts are about.
Right.
So I have secured a couple, so their logo will obviously be on the T-shirt, but, it's just really for the safety of the kids.
Yeah, and how can we get in touch with you?
You can reach me at 714-6442 or info@itsfridayentertainmentlimited.com. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. Games Festival for a Cause is the handle.
All right. Well, get involved, reach out to Crystal, and, help her. As she said, it's $380 per child, and it's over 200 children that she's trying to include in this initiative. And it's a wonderful one to give everyone that opportunity. And I'm seeing the information on the screen for you again. Crystal, what's your number one more time?
714-6442.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Crystal, for joining us today. We wish you all the success in all of these initiatives, and thank you for the great work that you've been doing.
Having me.
All right, that was Crystal. Friday Games Festival, it's all happening, and the information is on the screen. Remember, for everything that you see here and more, you can head across to TTT Live online. You can find the information just in case you missed it. And at TNT Today Show, our social media channels are on the screen for you now. So you can head across there. We are always posting content throughout the day, and we love when you engage with us. Also, send us an email at tttoday@ttt.co.tt, and you can be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation. Trinidad and Tobago Today news you can trust, and the stories that matter. While we get ready to take a short break, and when we come back, Tobago Thursday, it all continues on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
TTT Weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
Let's get this party started right.
I am Penny Gomez, and welcome to Pop. Hey, Ziggy Rankin, welcome to Pop.
Better late than never.
You know what kind of show you sign up for when you come here, right?
Anything can happen, so we on Pop.
Man, not to live, you know, so hey.
You was no Rasta, man.
Never.
Paprika.
Yes, Paprika.
That's not dancer, you know. Nicholas supposed to know because he was...
Who Nicholas? Nicholas as in our song guy?
I will call my punch man great.
Condensed milk to the rescue is what I will see. Last one here, bring it home.
When Penny on the road, what a name. Love how she whining. The way how she carries every load. We love how she whining. And the way you move, and the way you move. Penny girl, you put the man them digging at the mood. And the mother and the young make you look so rude. Love how you whining.
Oh, gentlemen. Oh.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
As the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival draws to a grand close, the island prepares for a powerful and historic climax this Saturday, Emancipation Day. To commemorate the end of slavery and reflect on the strength and freedom of our ancestors, Tobago will host a solemn yet vibrant Emancipation Day reenactment and street parade. Starting at the historic James Park in Scarborough from 5 p.m., the procession will wind its way down to the Scarborough Esplanade. And joining us now to share all the details on what to expect, how to participate, and how this brings the heritage celebrations to a close is Dwayne Lyons, Emancipation Day Parade event lead. Good morning, Dwayne. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Virmala. Thank you for having me.
Well,
it's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for being here and spending some time with us this morning. Now, Emancipation Day serves as the official culmination of the Tobago Heritage Festival. So I want you to tell us now, how does this year's Emancipation Parade tie directly into the overall festival's theme, Let We Tell the Whole Story, which is absolutely intriguing?
Yes, it is. And so, well, at the Tobago Festivals Commission, we have been really charged with the responsibility for really packaging and promoting the island's culture, traditions, and really presenting it to the world. And the Emancipation Parade is the culmination of one of our biggest cultural exports, which is the Tobago Heritage Festival. And as you said, this year's theme is Let We Tell the Whole Story. And what we aim to do with this emancipation celebration is that we aim to tell the story of emancipation. So the James Park, as you mentioned, where it starts, it really, what we're seeking to do is we call it the pre-emancipation market. So we are presenting a small production on the marketplace, the market, when the proclamation, when the announcement of when the notice, I should say, of emancipation was received. And so it's set in James Park. We have that market scene and we have a presentation that really seeks to immerse the audience in what likely would have happened on the marketplace on that day.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know the festivities kick off at 5 p.m. at James Park with that Emancipation reenactment. So tell me about that now. What can spectators really expect during this portion of the event in terms of, the dramatic performances? You'll expect a little bit of drumming. Tell us all about it.
Expect a lot of drumming. Expect an immersive experience to be immersed in the market experience. We have the stalls, we have the vendors, we have singing, we have that. The marketplace will come to life in James Park. So, and that's what we're trying to bring to the participants, to the audience. We really want to immerse them, to transport them back to 1838, that marketplace, and we want them to feel every time they visit James Park after Saturday, we want them to just imagine themselves and imagine the history and imagine themselves a part of that story.
Now, can you walk us through the route and maybe any traffic advisories or the best vantage points now for members of the public if we want to, attend?
All right. So what I will say, so taking as you said, we leave at James Park, and it's really an immersive experience. So the James Park enactment it flows seamlessly into the parade. So the cast and the cultural practitioners, the cultural stakeholders, even as well as the audience, transition from James Park into the street procession, and we in that kind of celebration of freedom, and we process from James Park and we head downtown. We across Burnett Street, down onto Main Street, and we go all the way down to Carrington Street, and we process all the way down to the Milford Road Esplanade. And we will have a heavy police presence. The police will be assisting us with directing traffic and managing the traffic along the route. The procession is expected to take anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, and it will have minimal traffic disruptions heading in the direction to the Milford Road Esplanade, but the police will be there to manage and maintain a smooth flow of traffic. So we don't anticipate much trouble in terms or much disruption in relation to the traffic flow. Now we're inviting the entire public to come out, even from James Park. So again, James Park, the best vantage point, Jerningham Street, looking down at the production. And then as we along the procession route, one of the best vantage points is the boardwalk. The Tobago boardwalk along by the seaport, so that we could take over that boardwalk, and then ultimately this Milford Road Esplanade, where the entire procession culminates.
Yeah. Now, is there a particular dress code that you're encouraging for us to attend?
Well, it's emancipation, and people generally don their African attire. So if you have that African attire, you could put that on, come out and have a good time. Again, along the route, I'll share some, even we have a lot of cultural groups along the route, and we're really seeking to along the route also tell the story of the heritage. So we have a lot of the villages that would have participated in this year's festival, a lot of the cultural groups, and they will be costumed along the route as well. So we're really expecting some vibrancy. So you could come up to African wear, you could come out in vibrant attire, but we really want you to come out and be comfortable and really seek to celebrate the history and celebrate that togetherness and that oneness that is Tobago and ultimately Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Dwayne, once the parade reaches the Scarborough Esplanade, what activities or cultural shows or even vendors we can probably expect, while we wrap up the evening?
Well, wrapping up the evening is really a big cultural celebration. And yes, we will have some food vendors on sale, but we also encourage the audience to patronize some of the businesses that are on the Milford Road Esplanade. So by way of vendors, we do have a wide array of vendors, as well as the vendors that are on the Esplanade. As we speaking to the cultural show, so we are seeking to celebrate, as I said, and we're celebrating the winners. So we would have had several competitions throughout the Heritage Festival. We would have the Folk Fiesta. We would have had the Heritage Calypso Monarch. We are having tonight the Miss Heritage Personality Show, and we are recognizing those successful participants, and they would have a slot on the cast for the evening, so you can come and see all those winning performances. And we also have some guest artists scheduled to come on. So that information will be released by tomorrow, but we do have some special guest artists that people really want to come out and see. And remember, this is free, open to the public. We really want the family, everyone to come out and join in this celebration, join in our story. As you say, the theme is that we tell the whole story, and we all make up a part of that story, and that story is always continued and always being added to. So we really want strong participation. We do have heavy participation from the groups, but it's really that celebration on the Esplanade is really a big cultural celebration where we get to express our culture, express what makes us a people, and really celebrate at that moment in time.
Yeah. Well, before we end, beyond the spectacle and the celebration, Dwayne, what is the deeper message that you hope that Tobagonians, especially our young people, will take away from this Emancipation Day commemoration?
I think ultimately what we really need to all take away is that spirit of togetherness. I think that's one thing that as a country and a people, we are really losing day by day. And it's really sad and disappointing. And I think the young people really just becoming a byproduct of that. And I think what we really need to take away from this celebration is that we could be one, we could celebrate together, we could put aside our differences and understand that we are really a part of one big story, one big people. Trinidad and Tobago is a beautiful country, which you all know, and the two islands together have their unique strengths, and together we are absolute dynamite. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that we really need to take away, everyone, that we really need to bring back the togetherness that was there many years ago, and I think we could bring it back again.
Thank you so much for that profound end, Dwayne. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Virmala. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. That was Dwayne Lyons, event lead for the Emancipation Day Parade, giving us a full rundown for this Saturday's parade and the reenactment starting at 5 p.m. from James Park to the Scarborough Esplanade. Be sure to put on your finest African wear and head out to celebrate our history and freedom as we bring the 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival to a memorable close. Or before we head to the break, just a news update for you that the United States has carried out a major wave of airstrikes against Iran, targeting dozens of Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Now, this is coming from international media this morning, and Iranian state media is saying at least 3 people, including a 2-year-old child, were killed, while other areas in southern and western Iran were also struck. And Jordan has also reported intercepting 5 Iranian missiles headed towards its territory. So the latest attacks really mark a sharp escalation in the ongoing U.S.-Iran conflict, something we'll continue to update you on as information comes to hand. We take a quick break and come back with more on Tobago Thursday.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
This August, join TTT as we celebrate emancipation through a month of culture, history, and entertainment. In collaboration with the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, experience the Pan-African Festival as it unfolds across your screens. Beginning with the historic Emancipation Ceremony, live from downtown Port of Spain on August 1st, Emancipation Day, TTT brings you a month-long lineup of festival highlights, including the Youth Pan Extravaganza, Pan-African Night Concert, Unity Reggae Concert, and much more. Delve into our history, heritage, and the contributions of our African descendants through powerful documentaries that preserve stories of resilience, identity, and legacy. Plus, enjoy a selection of entertaining films and dramatic stories to round out your viewing experience. This August, connect with the culture, the stories, and the moments on TTT and ttt.live/train.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors, hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Intelligence and rich Tobagonian tradition take center stage tonight for one of the most anticipated highlights of the Tobago Heritage Festival, the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition. 7 dynamic delegates representing communities across the island will vie for the coveted crown. And to share what to expect on stage tonight are Lincoln Leander, Marketing Lead, and Diana Kwashi, Delegate Development for the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Committee, alongside the reigning 2025 Queen, Asha Melville, who prepares to take a final walk tonight. Good morning to you all and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I can only imagine how excited you all are for tonight.
Yes, we are.
Now, Lincoln, the excitement is at a fever pitch ahead of tonight's show. So tell us, what can audiences expect as these 7 young women take the stage to showcase Tobago's heritage?
Boy, yo, 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 boy, yo, 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 come, let we go. TNT, the delegates are ready. The stage is set. The majestic Shore Park complex comes alive with the pulsating rhythm of the drums and the enchanting folk songs, which makes the delegates' dreams come to a reality. TNT, I was privileged to attend the dress rehearsal last evening, and what an awesome spectacle it was. I also had a peek at the gongs, exquisite craftsmanship. I employ all of the TNT to come on down to the Shore Park Stadium and fill out the complex.
Now, Diana, as delegate development, you've worked closely with those 7 contestants throughout their journey. So how have they been prepared, not just in poise and presentation, but in deep cultural research and storytelling?
Thank you for that question. These young ladies have been prepared with the basics of any pageant competition, such as floor training and poise, as you would have mentioned. Additionally, they were exposed to several workshops, and one in particular that I would like to highlight is the My Heritage workshop, which focused on cultural research and heritage interpretation. So this particular workshop was led by Ms. Verlene Bob, and she highlighted deep-rooted information about the Tobago heritage culture and the journey from then to today. For example, where we would have started and who would have started and conceptualized the Tobago Heritage Festival, just to name a few. And she would have linked it back to the villages. So the girls were exposed about the villages and what the villages have to offer.
Well, Asha, let me bring you into the conversation now. And it's been an incredible year since you captured the crown and you represented Delaford. So as you prepare for your final walk tonight, what stands out as the most meaningful moment of your reign?
Good morning, everybody. Well, for me, the most meaningful aspect of my reign was my visit to Heavenly Care Elderly Home. To have the privilege to sit with those who are a bit shut in and away from their families, and to give them that encouragement to pray with them, to do some chair aerobics, to just speak with them and to thank them for holding on despite being separated from society in a sense, and to just give them the encouragement that they have not been forgotten, and to see them smile and try to do the moves and to be grateful for all of the little goodies that I brought as well. That warmed my heart, because service is at the center of my reign.
Absolutely. Now, Asha, stepping onto that stage can be nerve-wracking. So what key piece of advice are you giving to the 7 delegates who are vying to step into your shoes tonight?
The advice I would give to them is the advice that I received by one of the delegates from my year, Kellys Gray. She was one of my closest persons on the journey. And she said to me one night while we were practicing to do our opening speech, and she said, Asha, speak as if you were speaking to me. And that is the advice that I would give to them. Think of someone that makes you feel comfortable, someone that makes you feel confident, and speak to them, look to them, think of them, and act as though you are performing for them alone, because looking at an audience may overwhelm someone. But if you're thinking of somebody specific that causes you a bit of peace and calm, I think that would help them to perform at their best, 1, and 2, calm their nerves enough to keep their mind calm enough to be able to perform at their highest and most optimal.
Now, Diana, this year's overarching festival theme is Let Me Tell Your Story. So how are the delegates weaving that theme into their gown portrayals and the talent pieces and even their interview responses tonight?
Yes, so each delegate represents a different village. However, the theme for the festivals, Tobago festivals theme is Let Me Tell You Whole Story, and this would be depicted in the talent segment. However, the theme this year for the Miss Personality Heritage competition is Daughters of Drums and Dreams. And the drum is the central focus as it highlights the cultural expression and the rhythm of the Tobago woman. Dreams, on the other hand, signifies the labor, the care, the sacrifices that these women, these unsung women in the communities would have done, but they would have not been seen. Yes, so despite them not have a lasting impact, so what you can see depicted within the gong tonight, the queens will draw inspiration from each of their unsung daughter that they would have selected, and they would tell the story through the use of indigenous materials, using elements from those indigenous, from their unsung daughter, also natural materials, design, interpretation, and a lot of creativity. So we Let It Tell the Whole Story can be depicted with the use of their village story.
All right, well, before we wrap up, Lincoln, for everyone tuned in right now who, want to support their village delegate or catch the show, what are the final key details for tonight, including the venue, the start time, and even a social media stream for those of us who probably can't make it?
The venue is the Majestic Shore Park Complex. Tonight, Thursday, 30th July. Time 8 p.m. Doors open at 7:30 p.m. with live entertainment. Tickets can be bought at the Tobago Festival's headquarters, GNB Place, Wilson Road, Scarborough, Tobago, and also at the venue tonight. Ticket prices, we have a VIP aspect of the show this evening. And with that VIP, the cost is $250. You have a designated secure parking, bird's eye view of the event, refreshment. There's also tickets on sale, $100 for adults, children $500, under 5 and 60 plus is free. Updates are provided on the Tobago Festival's Facebook page. Parents are advised to walk with their ID to purchase tickets. Come and see, come and see. Come see 7 beautiful, talented, intelligent daughters of drums and dreams. Showcase Tobago's rich cultural heritage. I employ all of TNT to come ram out the Majestic Shore Park Complex. Bring your granny, bring your nene, Bring your uncles, bring your brothers, bring your sisters, bring out the whole family to an exquisite presentation this evening.
All right. Thank you very much, Lincoln, Diana, and our reigning Miss Tobago Heritage Personality, Queen Asha Melville. Have a great day. We wish you all the best. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we also wish Asha all the best on her final walk tonight. And we wish luck to the 7 delegates competing for the crown. Well, stay tuned after the break. There's more on the show, just about 7:39. That's the time.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z. Or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
Win tickets to cricket history. The men in maroon are coming home, and you could be there live. As part of the We Outside campaign, the West Indies take on Pakistan in an historic 2-match test series in Trinidad and Tobago. Watch and listen across the TTT Limited Network for your chance to win tickets to the matches. Tune in to TTT's Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show, Sweet 100.1 FM, Talk City 91.1 FM, and Next 99.1 FM. We'll be giving away tickets to both test matches, including the historic first test at Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Taruba, the venue's first ever international test match. So watch, listen, and win. West Indies versus Pakistan. The We Outside campaign continues, and your seat at the cricket could be just a call away. Watch, listen, win. West Indies versus Pakistan. Only on the TTT Limited Media Network.
We are the drum shaking. We are the drum shaking. We are the drum shaking.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
We connect with our friends over on Sweet 100.1 FM. Of course, this is the Link Up, where we bridge that space between TV and radio and check in to see what's happening on the other side.
Today, good morning, Space. This is the Link Up with Sweet 100.1 FM.
Hi, good morning to you. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. I can hear the energy across there.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. We tried not to get too loud, but sometimes we hear a lot of energy coming from your end.
Oh, okay. Well, I do not apologize for that.
No. The energy and the love goes back and forth.
So how have you
look
been?
Radiant this morning, as usual.
Thank you. You look lovely as well. How was your week?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much also. You know, we're getting ready for so many wonderful things. Tomorrow, tomorrow it's the day we bring the curtains down on our Christmas in July. And so tomorrow we have a lot of persons passing through to celebrate with us. It's going to be a wonderful affair from noon to 3 p.m. Lots of persons. Crazy is going to be bringing down the curtains, and that's taking place here. We're going to be having it live on the radio, also on social media, so persons have a chance to hear and see what's going on and taking place here as we say goodbye to Christmas in July 2026. But we're getting ready for the sweetest 100 days of Christmas in just about 6 weeks after. So we're going to have a lot of things happening in between. But of course, the big one is coming up right after that.
Well, they don't call you the Christmas station for nothing.
Definitely.
So it's just 6 weeks away from 100 days from Christmas to Christmas?
Well, when we sign off, and then we're going to go through the August vacation period, and then we're going to sign on again on the 23rd of September. Now, some people tend to forget, but it's the 23rd of September. It doesn't matter the year, and it doesn't matter the day. Once it's the 23rd of September, that's it.
Yeah.
And some people still ask us, when is the sweetest 100 days of Christmas
day
kicking
every
off?
year.
It's the same date, 23rd of September. Just like Christmas in July always ends on the last Friday of the month in July.
But the date can change with the Christmas in July, right?
Correct. So even if July ends up miraculously with 10 weeks, it will always be the last Friday.
So it's the last Friday and it's all happening tomorrow.
The last Friday for Christmas in July, and that is tomorrow. But my good friend, he's right around. He was just looking at me a little bit there. He went to get his coffee, and so he mistimed the thing. So
I feel like he needed that.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like he needed that coffee this morning. I heard he was dragging a little bit.
Me myself too. I had to get a little something.
You know, it's one of those
trying
weeks.
To cut back.
I feel like we're really depending on coffee. I just had my third cup, and I'm not proud of that.
And you get up even earlier than us.
Yeah, you know, these 2 a.m.s are really rough, but it's all worth it when we get to do what we love. And speaking of that, tomorrow, what are you looking forward to most? You're on air tomorrow, right?
Definitely.
And what are you looking forward to most during your Christmas in July celebrations?
Sometimes it's a bittersweet feeling because you've gone through it and you say, you know, sometimes I need to get a little break from it. But when the time comes to actually say goodbye to it, it leaves you with that, you know, maybe it was a little too short. I could have done it an extra day.
Yeah.
But all good things have to come to an end at some point.
Absolutely.
And the good thing about coming to an end, you have a chance to relive it all over again at another time.
Yeah, and then you're looking forward to 100 days to Christmas.
100
also,
days of Christmas.
If I may plug this myself, tomorrow we have a very special Emancipation Day edition of Trinidad and Tobago Today in store for you from 6 to 8. So let your listeners know as well. You know, they have the TV and the radio on simultaneously, and they taking us both. So we have that planned for you, and it's something you really don't want to miss. We have some really cool performances as well to end the show, so it's going to be amazing.
And as you just mentioned, that I'm heading down to South this evening to host the African show on tonight. Don't play a ducking now. Don't play a ducking now. You saw him pass, right?
No,
that's
okay.
You saw him pass, right?
It's okay. I'm not speaking to him today. Oh, here he is.
The man was crawling on his belly just now, sneaking into the studio.
Good morning, Virmala.
Yeah, I saw him.
I'm very upset.
He tried to sneak into the studio.
I'm very upset. Actually, Nick, before we go, I have to tell you, I'm heading to this concert tonight, the Philharmonics. And it's going to be a nice one. I know you would have appreciated that if I told you in enough time. But yeah, it's a Mozart and Mancini, and it's going to be amazing. It's the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Philharmonic concert. So that's going to be
that will be amazing. You will thoroughly enjoy. I don't know if you are familiar with Mozart's
of
pieces.
Course.
So that should be amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Lucky you. And showing off this morning.
I will see you guys next week.
He sounded very
wonderful day. Also, Merry Christmas in July. And
you can pass through tomorrow when you finish your show.
You know what? I think that's a plan. Have a great day, my darlings. I will talk to you next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye. That was the Link Up with Sweet 100.1 FM.
Night and day.
Today. Good morning. This is the Link Up with Sweet 100.1 FM.
I'm Zaina James with your weather update. Thursday will be another hot, sunny, and slightly hazy day as a mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust will continue to affect our islands. With higher temperatures, a few heat-induced showers are possible during the afternoon, but mainly over Trinidad. Across the seas, breezy winds will push conditions to the higher end of moderate, so wave heights will be between 2 and 2.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Spring tides also remain in effect, so continue exercising caution, especially along the coastline and especially during high tide.
Feeling.
The 2026 Tobago Heritage Festival Calypso Monarch competition brought the house down in Plymouth under the theme Let Me Tell the Whole Story. 10 finalists took the stage not only with powerful original compositions, but also with vibrant tribute performances honoring Plymouth's very own icon, Lord Nelson. Standing out above a fiercely competitive field with an electric performance was the newly crowned monarch, taking home the top prize of $50,000, Zari Kerr. Welcome and congratulations, Zari. How are you this morning?
Blessings to you and blessings to Trinidad and Tobago. I am fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing great. This is so exciting and I'm so happy for you. And winning the Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch title, that is huge. You took home $50,000. So how does it feel now that that crown is officially yours?
Well, I must say, first of all, thanks to the creator. Also, while it is, I may have been the one on stage, it was definitely a dedicated team that made this come to pass. So I'm thankful that it is the persons that were involved did their part, and I would say we all captured the crown. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Well, throughout our conversations today and even last week, we've been talking about this year's theme. It's Let Me Tell the Whole Story in many different areas and activities happening across Tobago. And your winning original song is titled Tell Tobago Stories in Overdrive. So what was the inspiration behind that song, and what was the message that you wanted Tobagonians to hear?
Right, so that song, it actually has 4 different messages, but all targeted at Tobago, which is one, the first verse tackles understanding that we have a product to sell to the world. The second verse looks at using social media and different platforms to ensure that it is advertised. The third verse pays homage to Mr. George Stanley Beard, one of the founding fathers of the Heritage Festival. And the fourth verse in particular, that was a message to Tobagonians, where it is we have some stories, some incidents that happen that we usually cover up, and it is a part of our story. So it's to let them be aware of what is happening, and also that they tell the future generations so that we don't have the same things happening. So yeah, basically the message of the song.
Yeah. Now, a unique twist this year was that every contestant had to perform a song from Lord Nelson's catalogue right in his home village of Plymouth. No pressure at all. Well, you chose his 1984 classic, Feelings. And what made you choose that specific track? And how did you approach stepping into Nelson's iconic shoes, Zari?
Well, this year we had an interesting way of selecting the songs. So all the songs were selected at random. At our initiation meeting, we went in and we all drew numbers and we drew our song. So that was selected at random. When it came to stepping into his shoes, so I understand that Nello has a different anatomy to myself. And so it is, I didn't necessarily try to imitate him, so to speak, but rather to pay respect to the lyrics of the song, the vibe and mood of the song, and also just to try to capture some of the essence of him. So that was my approach.
And the crowd went wild for the costumes and performance styles. We're seeing that on the screen right now while you were honoring Nelson's legendary stage presence. You really did justice to that. How much preparation went into getting that look and the energy and that theatrical delivery just right for that tribute round?
Well, it took a number of late nights. And again, I'm thankful for the team that I've been working with, where the late nights it wasn't a problem, so to speak. Everybody was enthusiastic because we knew that the product that we wanted to put on stage. As it pertains to design, that in itself, I have to give it to Darcel Cook. We were looking around because again, we don't share the same anatomy, Nello and I. And so when it is, I was looking through my closet, I'm saying what can I possibly use? I pulled up one of my old, I would say costumes, and I gave it to Miss Darcel Cook, and she worked magic. So I'm thankful that we were able to get that together.
Yeah. Now, all 10 finalists used their music to urge Tobagonians to preserve their history and pass it down. And as a young Calypsonian holding this crown, how do you see your role in keeping Tobago's culture alive for the next generation, Zari?
Well, one of what I think is very important, even as I hold the crown, is to understand that there are future generations that are coming after. So for me, it's one to set a standard of performance and to let them know what is possible, and also through the messages in my songs to ensure that they know that they have a role to play. And we as adults, we need to take the responsibility to ensure that they are molded in the right way.
Well, my final question for you before we go. Now that you've captured the Heritage Monarch title, what's next for Zari Kerr?
Well, I answered the question before, which was the night of the show, which was bed, to get some rest. But right now, what we're looking at is basically looking at the other competitions and seeing what is possible. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever you choose, Zari, we wish you all the best. And we're happy that you can spend some time with us here. Well deserved, really taking that away. And you really put in the work. And we loved your performance. And we continue to, look on and see what's next for you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great one, Zari. That was the 2026 Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch winner, Zari Kerr, bringing the storytelling, the energy, and the spirit of Lord Nelson to the stage. Congratulations once again, Zari, and we wish you continued success. Well, it's almost time for us to say goodbye on today's Tobago Thursday. Just a quick recap of our big stories this morning. A Tobago man accused of causing the death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi has been denied bail. Also, we spoke a little bit about that large spectacled caiman who's been safely rescued. And maybe next week we'll show you some footage of that, which we had for you today. And also a very disturbing video of an animal, somewhere in Claxton Bay. Please stop the animal abuse. Let's do better. If you see something, say something, not just with humans, but with animals as well. Report it to the police. We'll see you tomorrow. A very special Emancipation Day show in store for you tomorrow, 6 to 8. You don't want to miss that. So much love and good energy went into that one. See you tomorrow, 6 to 8, where we do this all over again. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.
On this project, come and toil. In your engine, put some oil. Let our stories always be part of your conversation. Cause it's up to you and me to tell the whole story. We're not afraid to carry the pain and the glory. In every community, come tell the whole story. Keep them in your memories and repeat them daily. But since we arrived and strive to keep traditions alive, we've stuck together like bees in a hive. And when we got burned, we forced to learn the mechanism of how to survive. So it's time we put the machine.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Let's get this party started right.
Hi, I'm Penny Gomez, and welcome to Pop. Hey, Ziggy Rankin, welcome to Pop.
Better late than never.
You know what kind of show you sign up for when you come here, right?
Anything can happen, so we on Pop.
Man, not to live, so hey.
You was no Rasta, man.
Never.
Paprika.
Yes, paprika.
That's not dance, Nicholas supposed to know him because he was...
Who Nicholas? Nicholas as in our song guy?
I will call my punch man great.
Condensed milk to the rescue is what I will see. Last one here, bring it home.
When Penny on the road, what a name. Love how she whining. The way how she carry every load. We love how she whining. And the way you move, and the way you move. Penny girl, you put the man them digging at the mood. And the mother and the young make you look so rude. Love how you whining.
Oh, gentlemen. Oh.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. As the July to August season brings heightened visitor arrivals to Tobago, Chairman of the Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams, highlighted the benefits expected from the MV Golden Carrier, which arrived in Trinidad and Tobago on July 25, 2026, to replace the MV Blue Wave Harmony. Mr. Williams noted that the new vessel's introduction is expected to strengthen the sea bridge and support increased passenger and cargo movement during one of the Tobago's busiest tourism periods.
The new one, which is on trial at this moment, it did some sea trial before, and it was successful so far. The truckers were pleased, and everybody was pleased with the sea trial. We now await the commercial shipping, where now the drivers can move with their vehicles on board the vessel accordingly. Because presently it's only the vehicle could go on, the trucks could only go on now. So we're hoping that they get the clearance and they can start their full commercial shipping between the two islands.
Mr. Williams also stressed the importance of reliable cargo service between the islands, particularly during the busy July to August vacation period, when demand for goods and supplies increases.
So having a reliable shipment or ship service between the two islands, cargo is very, very, very important. Not knowing that this is the summertime and there's going to be a bit of uptake in consumption, so it's important that we have a reliable cargo vessel going forward.
The MV Golden Carrier offers greater capacity and is fully certified to transport hazardous cargo. It can accommodate up to 399 passengers, compared with 280 passengers on the MV Blue Wave Harmony. And in some crime news, the Southwestern Division has recorded a 10% decline in violent crime and achieved a 52% detection rate for serious offenses, reflecting the impact of intensified intelligence-driven policing and targeted crime-fighting operations. Speaking at a TTPS media briefing on Wednesday, Assistant Superintendent Joel Forbes, responsible for crime in the Southwestern Division, gave a deep examination of the figures.
An analysis of the crime statistics for the period June to July 2026 indicates a 10% reduction in violent crime when compared with the comparative period of 2025. The division achieved a 52% serious crime detection rate, reflecting a continued commitment to investigations and all investigators and other operational units in this space to bring and solve major crimes in the division.
However, he said, despite the reduction in overall violent crime, the division recorded increases in both woundings and homicides.
With 22 incidents being reported for the period under review and 20 with a comparative look at the previous year of 20, incidents of 20. Similarly, homicides have increased from 18 in 2025 to 21 in 2026. Analysis indicates that 18% of these homicides are gang-related, while the division achieved a 29% detection rate for homicides under review for this period.
With firearms continuing to be the weapon of choice in many violent offenses, he said the division intensified its efforts, resulting in the seizure of 49 firearms so far this year. In sport, Trinidad and Tobago national boxer Nigel Paul has advanced to the men's 90-plus kilogram semi-finals at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. Paul won his bout after a unanimous 5-0 points victory over Togo Ramses Salifu on Wednesday.
It feels good to come away with the win for Trinidad and Tobago. I know my team really needed it, country really needed it with what's going on in boxing in Trinidad and Tobago, and I really try to continue to be that person to bring change, affect change for the good of boxing in Trinidad and Tobago.
And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Kyrie Roberts. On behalf of everyone here, to you, have a wonderful day.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.